Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning to you all, and happy new week to all my fans out there. Now your boy, Okute Dele Toko. I don't land again, Gidigba. I don't land like Island Onyema, Jetty, where they land from Sudan. That's why I take land this morning. And I welcome you all to this early morning broadcast. Even before we proceed with other formalities or other toko, please hear this breaking news and headline. Pro-Biafra agitators give federal government of Nigeria 14 good days ultimatum to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and withdraw every of their troops where they don't send go the southeast. Otherwise, they talk to say they go blow off the pipeline where they for maritime close to Bakassi Peninsula Island, according to the news we have here. So my wonderful people, I greet you all once again. And I welcome you all to this early Monday morning broadcast. Please, if you never subscribe to my channel, endeavor to do that as soon as possible. And make sure you are turning on the notification button so that you'll be notified each time I go live or post something new on this channel or another channel related to Okute Daily Talk. Please, you are watching most of your time. Let us take other headlines before we proceed with the new real business of the day. Social media fights won't influence election tribunal outcome. Reno Omokri advises the use of Nigeria. This one, it don't happen. This one that happened for Bayelsa State. I don't know the kind of children where would they get these days. Whether our own African parenting, it can't be difficult now. Pass American parenting. Imagine a 10-year-old boy. He don't kill his friend though, with his father's gun in Bayelsa State. Wahala, but no they finish. According to the headline again we have here, Yaradua was a true Democrat. The tribalized leader, according to Gringori Peter Obi. I lost 3 times. Buhari discloses reason for refusing to anoint APC presidential candidate. Peter Obi, he don't send message, can't give King Charles on his coronation. Buhari government urged to return the $800 million fuel subsidy loan made go return them as they no agree remove the subsidy again. Don't say Nigeria them be, what do they call them? Them be Dibia. You know what be Dibia? Native doctor. Anything where enter their pocket, it's very, very easily. It's very, very difficult to get out. Because it's very easy to enter, but very difficult to be withdrawn. So that's exactly the point here. Nigeria, Buhari, and the rest of them, they are not giving back any 800 million. They go add them to the inherited debt to the Agbado incoming administration, if that will ever happen, according to the news I got here. The full list. All Senate President, House of Rep members, speakers in Nigeria and their zones since 1999. Why I want to bring this into our general notice because not that I'm in support of whatever the federal government is doing to the southeast, but when you go through this list, you find out that there was a time since 1999 that the southeast have been producing the Senate President. They have produced at least 5 to 6 Senate Presidents since 1999. But the question there is this: what did they do with all these offices they have acquired? What impact did they do in the lives of the southeast? But now everybody is shouting, we are marginalized, we are marginalized. But forgetting that from 1999 to that, the southeast is one of those who have produced the highest Senate President in Nigeria. The list is out here. I will read it later. Yes, I will read it later when I'm back for the normal news. But we have to tell ourselves the truth. The earlier the better. This is an issue of marginalization. Nigeria is the first ceremonial president after the 1960. What did he do with it? Nnamdi Azikiwe Abikilo. Every time we keep shouting marginalization. Who is marginalizing who here? Our people will get the chances to do something for Southeast. They will not do it. Instead, they keep on. During the time of Chubo Kadibo, what did they achieve? Other than every Salah, he will pack 1 million cows and give it to the Hausa people. But during the December or Easter celebration or August or whatever, in our own side, he will not give anything. That is how Good Luck ended up building Almajiri schools in the north, while his own brothers have nothing they can boast of. That is the kind of people we are. We Igbos, we are always Okamanama, but we've forgotten that charity begins at home. Let us tell ourselves this truth. Nobody is marginalizing us. We are the one that is marginalizing ourselves. Simple. So my wonderful people, please starting your seatbelt because we're about to take off now. If you never if you never grab your popcorn, your Coke, whatever, please. This flight is flying on a very high altitude. Just grab whatever you can grab. Anything grabbable. We are taking off now. The leader of Biafran Nations League, that is BNL, Prince Wale Chimezie Richard, has given the federal government of Nigeria 14 good days to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or face the consequences. The group threatened to shut down oil exploration in the Nigerian Cameroon maritime borders. It has also given the same ultimatum to the Nigerian government to withdraw military troops from the southeast region. At a press briefing in Calabar, they also called on Cameroon authorities to desist from forcing and collecting proliferated taxes from Nigerians living in the Bakassi Peninsula. Richard said, "We want to use this medium to retrace our decisions to shut down maritime borders if our demands are not met within the next 14 good days, effective from today being the 8th of May 2023. He claimed that Biafran Nation League was enjoying support from other groups. According to Richard, "We are capable of doing anything. We cannot disclose the extent of our capacity. You should know that we command massive loyalists and followers, even amongst the natives. It will be disastrous if our demands are not met. May we leave this empty threat. Make on anybody. They said any dog where they bark, no they bite. So this one I can't they give ultimatum. More gonna do something. May we see. That is how you people keep giving empty threats every now and then." He called on President Muhammadu Buhari to release Kanu before he hands over on 29 May 2023 and to stop being resilient by not obeying court orders. "We are disappointed and have lost confidence in Buhari's government. I can't say I have confidence in Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who would be replacing Buhari. I don't even know him," according to Richard. "Even if Kanu is released, it will not stop our agitation for Biafra sovereignty. We are demanding for safety and freedom from Nigeria. We have never believed in Nigeria. The Biafran Nations League is not alone in this struggle. There will be no negotiations about Biafra." The group said Nigeria authorities should not force them to take laws into their hands. This is the news I have for us this very morning. And I hope you enjoy my news. So make you do what? Make you still tighten your seatbelt. We are moving forward. Social media fights won't influence election tribunal outcome. Reno Omokri advises the youth of Nigeria. Former presidential aide Reno Omokri has warned the youth who are supporters of various political parties to desist from social media fights, as it will not influence the outcome of the election petition tribunal. Well, let me make this record straight, because this our youth. Nigeria is the only place where we say the old fools in government house will come and cause ethnic tribalism, a lot of fights. Why they will go out there and reconcile with themselves? That is the problem. The problem we are having. They'll tell you now election is over, it is time for healing, and youths are still fighting. If youths unite together and know exactly what they want, Nigeria would have been a better place for all of us. But the youths have been divided through ethnic, through religion, through having a common borders and not having a common borders. That is the problem we are having, and they keep on fighting on social media. Why the old fools, they keep on reconciling within themselves, but the people they want to rule don't even reconcile within themselves. They are fighting themselves on daily basis. Who does that? And which country succeeds in this kind of scenario? No country will survive this kind of change that the youths are doing. They are divided, and that is why all these old fools, they know how to distract the youths and hold them. And the youth will be fighting while they will be busy looting the public fund that is meant for that same youth that is fighting dirty on social media. He urged the netizens to embrace peace instead for the good of the country, according to Reno Omokili. Speaking via a post on Twitter, the PDP stalwart advised Nigerians to chart a course of action that will benefit the country. He argued that the only hope for a change in who the next president will be is in the court. So let the court decide. Omokili noted that the election brought about different factions such as Obedience and Baptist. But now that the election has ended, it is time for everyone to return to their original identity as Nigerians. As simple as that. This is the only time you have spoken something good. This is Omokili, if not mocking others who are not mockable. He wrote, realize and accept that elections are over. The only hope for a change in who the next president will be is in the courts. Fighting supporters of other parties on social media won't affect the judiciary outcome. So let us heal and behave like human beings with a common destiny. The election brought about identities like Obedience, Baptist, articulated, and Kwankwaseya. Hey, Wala, no, they finish. This one is Wala Pro Marketing. Now we need to step out of that limited circle and resume our original identity as Nigerians. Instead of abuse, let us amuse each other rather than cause. Let us chart a new cause. Reno Omokili spoken. 10-year-old boy, he don't kill his friend with his father gone. All happened in Bayelsa State. A 10-year-old boy residing in the riverside town of Otuan in southern Ijo local government area of Bayelsa State has killed his 12-year-old friend with his father's gun. Nigeria News understand that the father of the deceased and his grandfather, who owned the gun, were out of town when the incident occurred. According to Vanguard, the unfortunate incident was set in motion when the deceased, his sister and friend returned from the bush where they have gone to pick bush mango. A community source who spoke under the condition of anonymity told the publications that the sister sent her brother to her father's room to get a cutlass to split open the bush mangoes. The friend who joined in going to get the cutlass stumbled on the gun where it was hiding. On seeing the gun, he picked it up and aimed it at the deceased. As the deceased shouted at the friend to drop the gun, it fired and hit him. Wahala no dey finish. Who dey keep a cocked gun inside his own house for crying out loud? This Nigerian self, no news wey person no go hear. The fatally injured boy was rushed to a nearby chemist in the community, accompanied by his heartbroken friend who was wailing when someone whispered to him to run for his life, the source said. When contacted, spokesman of the State Police Command, Asnun Buswat, said a report had not been made yet to the police station. It has not been reported to the police, but we will find out if such an incident happened, he said. Well, that's all the thing take happen for Bayelsa State. A 10-year-old boy, he don't kill his own 12-year-old friend. Yaradua was a true Democrat, the tribalized leader, according to Gringo Peter Obi. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, has described the late President Umaru Yar'Adua as a true Democrat and tribalized leader. Nigeria News record that the late Yar'Adua was elected as president in 2007, succeeding former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who served for 8 good years. However, Yar'Adua died on May 5 of 2010 and was succeeded by his vice president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. In a memory tribute via his verified Twitter handle on Saturday, Obi said the late president was a leader who desired to reposition the nation based on unity, peace, and progress. He stated that Yar'Adua was a leader who believed in true governance, transparency, and accountability, and an embodiment of patriotism and unexemplified excellence in public service. He wrote, President Umar Yar'Adua was a true democrat, a detribalized leader who desired to reposition the nation based on unity, peace, and progress. He was a leader who believed in true governance, transparency, and accountability, according to Peter Gringori Obi. He was also an embodiment of patriotism and exemplified excellence in public service. He was equally a man who understood that true governance and societal development are non-tribal, non-religious, and non-partisan. And this I have always maintained. Nigerians will always remember him for good. It has been 13 good years since he departed this world, but the good legacies he built in the nation live in forever. Rest on, sir, according to Peter Obi. I lost 3 times. Buhari disclosed the reason for refusing to anoint APC presidential candidate. President Muhammadu Buhari has disclosed the reason he refused to support a presidential candidate during the All Poverty Congress presidential primaries when he was asked to do so. The president explained that he had to contest the presidency 3 times and ended up at the Supreme Court without success before finally succeeding the 4th time through a democratic process. Are you sure? The president, however, wondered the reason he would go against such a system by anointing a candidate. He noted that the late Ahmadu Bello stood for fairness, equity, and justice, and he also stood for the same virtues. Buhari said this on Saturday in Lafia during the 2023 annual Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Lecture, organized by the Nasarawa State Government in collaboration with the Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation. Represented by his Chief of Staff, Prof. Ibrahim Gambari, the President advised individuals who were displeased with the outcome of the election to seek redress in court. Speaking further, he said that the late Sardauna Sir Ahmadu Bello was committed to the unity, peace, and progress of Nigeria, and he stood for it till his death, and urged Nigerians to embrace his selfless service and the legacies he left behind, according to Muhammadu Buhari. Peter Obi, he sent his Obonga message to give King Charles of England. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Gringolo Obi, has reacted to the coronation of Charles III as King of the United Kingdom. Nigeria News report that King Charles III and his wife, Queen Camilla, was officially crowned on Saturday at London's Westminster Abbey by Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. According to the news, it was gathered that the coronation ceremony, which was watched across the world, was attended by world leaders, their representatives, and notable icons. In a congratulatory message addressed to the newly crowned king, Obi congratulated King Charles III and his wife on their coronation as the monarch of the UK. The former governor of Anambra State expressed the belief that King Charles' reign will foster greater peace and security in the United Kingdom and other Commonwealth nations to which Nigeria belongs. The Labour Party flag bearer prayed to God to grant the new monarch health and wisdom to function in his new positions. He wrote, I most heartily congratulate King Charles III and Queen Camilla on their coronation today as one who is honored to have personally met and discussed with you, especially on your campaign for development and climate issues. I am confident in your desire to champion the protection of our global environment for good. I believe that your reign will foster greater peace and security in the United Kingdom and other Commonwealth nations to which Nigeria belongs or which Nigeria is signatory to. By your ascension to the throne, I do hope that the richer Commonwealth countries will give better support to poorer ones, especially in Africa, on a broad range of economic issues, according to Peter Obi. May God grant you health and wisdom to function in your new position. Now so, Peter Obi take right time, now so he take pray for this young man. Buhari urged Buhari government have been also make on a return the 800 million naira, $800 million fuel subsidy removal loan. We're gonna go take it from World Bank. The federal government has been told to return the World Bank's 800 million naira loan meant for cushioning fuel subsidy removal. It will be recalled that the federal government took a World Bank's $800 million loan as a palliative to cushion the effect of removal fuel subsidy by June, according to them. However, the government reversed its proposal on the removal, saying it needs more time to prepare towards it. But in his reaction, Executive Director of Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, Awal Musa Rafsanjani, in a statement said the government should return the loan since the removal of the subsidy had been postponed. Musa Rafsanjani queried the President Muhammadu Buhari administration over its alleged nonchalant attitude towards the economies, towards the country's crippling debt crisis. They don't care. They will share the money. The CISLAC boss noted that fears of the country getting another $800 million loan from the World Bank sends waves of worries in the minds of Nigerians as Nigerians' revenue collection in 2022 stood at 10 trillion with a debt of about 77 trillion. How are we going to survive as a country? This is painful. He said that borrowing to fund post-fuel subsidy removal palliatives is strange, and that if the fuel subsidy removal process had been suspended as announced by the Minister of Finance after the next meeting at the end of April, then the government should return the borrowed money, because what we are talking about, what are we taking the loan for? That is the question he is asking here. In 2022, Nigeria paid about 7 trillion naira in fuel subsidy, and in 2023, from January to June, when the country intends to stop paying the subsidy is 3.6 trillion. So if we are paying such whooping amount of money when subsidy is removed, we should have enough savings instead of taking additional loans. We can use the subsidy funds for post-fuel subsidy removal. And that's true, they talk. As a matter of fact, we don't need to borrow. What we need to do is to cut waste. Just recently, we all saw the aviation minister announce that he bought 10 firefighting trucks for over 12 billion naira. Is this what we are borrowing to spend on? That is the question. And what are the impact of this firefighting? What are they going to contribute to the nation's dying economy? The answer is zero contribution. Also, we read that the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy announced the approval of 24.2 billion to provide internet facilities at the airport and some institutions, among other places. These are the things we are spending on few weeks before the end of this administration, and this is unacceptable. Very, very unacceptable. He condemned the alleged reckless spending of this administration in the last weeks, saying it is totally unnecessary and it is a clear sign of diversion of public funds for personal interest and not for the overall good of the country. He called on the financial watchdogs of the country to spotlight all public spending that have not followed adequate procurement processes. The CISLAC Executive Director said, "What is the need for acquiring fighter trucks towards the end of an administration, a position you have held for 8 years, but you find no need to acquire the trucks until the end? This is a clear sign of contract scams that doesn't follow due process and public interest. It is simply a financial recklessness." Now, so now, for the past 8 years, you didn't do it. Just you're about to go now, you're buying 12 billion naira worth of. I mean, let me ask you, these fire trucks, are they going to quench the fire in heaven or in hellfire? Yeah, that is the question. Are they going to quench the fire? I mean, the unending fire. According to them, they say there is hellfire. Is this a truck is going to quench the fire there? 12 billion naira for just 10 trucks. How much is one truck? Who made the expenditure? Hey, Nigeria. And Nigeria is a nation that is so swamped up in debt. We can't afford that right now, because where is the public interest in that elephant project? The answer is zero. Also, the Minister of Communication have gone ahead to get an approval of Federal Executive Council for 24.2 billion naira for internet access at the airports and the universities, but there are services that naturally should be done by service providers. Nigeria is already in another debt trap. Records from both national and international financial and debt institutions regarding Nigeria's debt reveal a state in crisis, according to the news. The last year, but not the least, the full list of Senate presidents, House of Rep members, speakers in Nigeria and their zones since 1999. We're gonna see how these people are talking about marginalization, whereby nobody is marginalizing who here. Let us tell ourselves this simple truth. Nobody is marginalizing the Igbos. We are the ones marginalizing our own self. So before then, if you never subscribe to my channel, I hammer it once again, endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Let us proceed. Jostling among lawmakers elect as a heightened for the leadership position of the 10th National Assembly ahead of its proposed June inauguration. With the All Progressive Congress (APC), who have the majority, plotting to produce the legislature's leaders, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and other opposition parties are working tirelessly to truncate the plans of the ruling party. Those reportedly eyeing the Senate presidency positions include Senator Godswill Akpabio, Odius Okalo, Jibrin Barau, Sani Musa, Osita Izunaso, Adam Soshomole, and Abdulaziz Yari. While those plotting to emerge speaker are Idris Wase, Alhassan Ado Dogowa, Tajuddin Abbas, Benjamin Kalo, Aliu Betara, and Yusuf Gadgadi, among others. Reports recently emerged claiming President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has thrown his weight behind Akpabio and Barau for Senate President and Deputy Senate President, while backing Abbas and Kalo for Speaker and Deputy Speaker respectively. You will choose those that you will control, who will be your loyalists, who will do whatever you like, not even whatever the country wants at the National Assembly. However, the APC is yet to officially endorse an aspirant or take a position on zoning ahead of National Assembly inaugurations. Okay, I'll make una listen to the names of those National Assembly and Senate since Nigeria returns to democracy in 1999. Senate President precisely will start with it. Okay, Evans Enweremu, this one is from Southeast. Make una not talk about marginalization. Chuba Okadigbo is from the Southeast, and Pius Anyim is from the Southeast. They have become the Senate President till death. No, for a very long time. Adolfo Suwabara, he is from Southeast. Ken Nnamani, all in the Southeast. How many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 since Nigeria returns to independence. Then David Mark, who not central. Bukola Saraki, all not central. Ahmed Lawan, Northeast. Then House of Reps, Egona de Haramo. Salisu Buhari, Northwest. Gali Naba, Northwest. Aminu Masari, Northwest. Patricia Ete, Southwest. Demiji Bankole, Owo, Southwest. Aminu Tambua, Northwest. Then Yakubu Dogara, Northeast. Femi Gbajabiamila, Owo, Southwest. So my people, when I don't hear them, these are the names of those people who have been holding the office of the Senate and also the office of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, all in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, Asoroko. So my good and wonderful people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Please keep on subscribing, keep on sharing, and keep on liking any of my content. Make sure you do what? Make sure you keep on sharing them. Everybody need to get to know this message. Yes, you cannot keep it alone to yourself. As you are sharing, make sure you are subscribing, because that is the only way we can do what? We can win this fight. So my wonderful people, the lovers of freedom and lovers of mankind, now here I go carry my kaya and I want to go so. We're gonna enjoy on a Monday and on a new week. May the good Lord bless us, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and they shall be well with all of us in this new week. And the good Lord will surely provide all that we needed, and so shall it be. Have a nice day, my people, and I'm signing out. Bye for now. Kemesiano. And happy new week to you all.